everyone, this is Leah Patterson and I'm really excited to be finally doing instructional dance videos. People for many years have asked me to do videos and I'm really happy that I finally have the opportunity to do them. So these videos, we're going to actually start very basic steps, and I'm going to actually teach on 1 and on 2 so that people that are aspiring to learn on 2 will have something to practice, and people that are learning on 1 still will have something to practice as well. And we're going to start with very basic steps and then move on to more advanced steps as I see how these videos are received. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so we're going to first start with the basic step on 1. So I'm going to break down the basic step on 1 so that you can do that step with precision and also with a lot of clarity in your step. And this is good for the follows as well as it is good for the lead. So both gentlemen and men can learn from this basic step. So let's first just make sure that we all know what the basic step is on 1. So the basic step on 1, and I'm going to teach on ladies timing, is going to be stepping back with the right foot. So you want to step back with the right foot and all of your weight goes onto that right foot. And then you're going to step forward with your left foot and all that weight will go forward into your left foot. And then you're going to bring your feet together, so you're going to bring the right foot to the left foot, and that is going to be 3. On 4, we don't move. 4 is a pause, and I like to mark that pause by snapping my fingers. Now all my weight is on my right foot, so I'm ready to step forward on my left foot, and that's going to be 5. So it's going to be 5, all the weight goes forward. Then I'm going to step back into my right foot, and that's going to be 6. So I'm going to step 6, and then put all that weight into that back foot, now the right foot, and then I'm going to bring my left foot to my right foot, and that's going to be 7. And then there's an 8 in the music, and we're going to snap our fingers to mark the position for 8. So again, the basic, very simply, looks like this. 1, 2, 3, snap, 5, 6, 7, snap, 1, 2, 3, snap, 5, 6, 7, snap. So that, pure and simple, is the basic step. The next thing we're going to do is figure out how to actually stylize that basic so that it looks like we're dancing and really being precise to the music. So these few tips that I'm going to give next are going to be tips to really help your basic look smooth and fluid and comfortable while you're dancing. Okay, so these are going to be the tips to make sure that our basic is very clean and very precise. And the reason why this is important is, 1, of course, it looks good. It looks a lot better when your steps are clean. The other reason for this, the dancing reason for this, is that when you're dancing a very clean basic, you're able to follow and lead a lot better. It's a lot more precise. So the very first thing for doing that is getting familiar with the ands of the beat. So the and is the beat that comes right before the downbeat. So if we're counting the music, we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So now we're going to dance on the ands as well as on the downbeats. How we're going to do that is every and, we're going to pick up the foot. So every and before the downbeat that we step on, we're going to pick that foot up and we're going to point it. So let me demonstrate the and before the 1. So if we're dancing, we know 1 comes as the back step. So in order to have a precise back step, a precise basic step, we're going to pick the foot up on the and point it. So we're going to pick that foot up on the and point it and then put it down for 1. Okay, so what it'll look like if we're counting, we'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1. So that's how it would look for the very first step of the basic. Okay, so carrying through the other steps of the basic, you're going to do that exact same thing. So let's count that out. 5 and 6 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now here is where it's different because you have 4 to hold all the way through. So you're going to hold that space all the way into the and right before the 5. So you're going to step on that 3, hold, 4, and 5. So then you'll move on the and right before the 5. And then you'll finish out and 6 and 7. Same thing here on the 8. You're going to hold all the way through 8 and wait until you get to the next and right before the 1. So you go 7 and 8 and 1. Okay? So let's do that all together. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, so the next tip for practicing is to actually, I call it the prancing pony step. And what it is when you pick that foot up, so we're still talking about picking the foot up on the and. So when you pick that foot up, you're going to pick the foot up, you're going to point the toe, and you're going to actually try to reach this parallel here. So you want your thigh to be parallel with the floor. The reason for that is because if you do that while you're practicing very slowly, when you're dancing to regular tempo music, your feet will automatically come off the ground. They'll automatically be clear, precise steps. And your toe will automatically point every time you pick up the foot. And your foot will automatically clear the ground very easily, as opposed to having a very muffled type of step, which a lot of people, especially when you're beginning, your step is very muffled. You barely pick it up. So you kind of move, and you're more shuffling your feet across the floor. So we don't want that kind of step. One is that it's not very aesthetically pleasing to see. And then two, the more practical reason for the dance is that it's very difficult to be led or to lead when your steps are not very clear. Okay, so we're going to start it with our 1, with the and right before the 1. And we're going to step back because we're dancing on woman's timing. So I'll count it out. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, so now we're going to try this basic step with the music, and we're just going to be focused on making sure that we can step through the basic. And this is going to be a slow salsa, so you'll get a feel of what the music sounds like. So if you listen to the beat, here's the count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So that's the count that we're going to dance to. So 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see what this step looks like